Our client experience coordinators sit beside you, not just across the table, to help plan a service that truly reflects your loved one's story. Whether it's a traditional farewell or a personalized celebration of life, we take time to understand your wishes and offer thoughtful guidance. At the heart of our organization is a dedicated manager who ensures that everything runs smoothly, from the smallest detail to the final farewell. We understand that choosing a casket or a coffin is a deeply personal decision. In our selection room, we provide a calm, respectful environment where families can take their time and explore options that reflect their loved one's life, beliefs, and preference. Our spacious chapel is where memories are honored and lives are celebrated. Designed with serenity and warmth, it provides a welcoming space for families and friends to come together in reflection and remembrance. For families choosing cremation, we offer on-site professional cremation services in a setting that upholds dignity, peace, and confidentiality. Our crematorium offers a seamless and respectful alternative to traditional burial, giving families flexibility while maintaining the highest standard of care.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Monday, the 29th day of September 2025, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi, and this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Good morning, I am Natalia Nancy Montrisha, joining Adana on this wonderful day that the Lord has made. I love that introduction, Adana, always love it. Good morning to our varying viewers on our varying platforms, that is Facebook, YouTube, and 102 on AMPLIA. Special good morning to you all.
Of course, a special good morning, and of course, it's really, really good to have you in studio with us this morning. I know viewers, you're accustomed to seeing Natalia on Wednesdays for the youth program, but I've got her for the entire week. So, of course, I want you all to help me support her this morning. Give her a round of applause, and of course, we're going to have really, really interesting conversations. And remember, we want you to be a part of the conversation, so you can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel at Tobago Updates. But before we get into all of those conversations, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Monday, 29 September 2025. Tobago October's Carnival organizers are pushing for urgent transport solutions to meet rising demands as the island gears up for its 4th October Carnival. TUCO President Dexter Sandy appealed to the THA to negotiate with Caribbean Airlines and the Port Authority for increased flights and sailings, citing sold-out tickets within 24 hours. He stressed the need for additional capacity to bring more masqueraders and patrons. Temporary Tourism Secretary Zorisha Hackett confirmed talks are ongoing with the assurance of relief, but warned that timing remains critical. Up next, the Water and Sewage Authority has advised that the water service to Crown Point and environs has been restored, with all affected customers expected to receive supply by yesterday. WASA confirmed some households have already reported normal service, which will remain until distribution stabilizes. The disruption stemmed from a ruptured 16-inch pipeline near Triangle Wood Well and reduced output at the Colon Water Treatment Plant due to unseasonal low river flows. The authority pledged to continue monitoring the situation to ensure reliable service, and revised water schedules for Crown Point and other areas will be published in the coming week. And finally, a suspected robber wanted in Tobago escaped police after a dramatic encounter in Port of Spain on Saturday. Around 11 a.m., officers of the Port of Spain Task Force intercepted a white Honda vessel at Frederick Street and Prince Street. The driver reportedly linked to multiple robberies aimed at a gun at police, prompting officers to fire. The suspect sped away but later abandoned the vehicle in Peter. The car was recovered and taken to the Besson Street Police Station for processing, while the suspect remains at large. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Brianna, for our news there in 90 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, we head on over to our birthday shout-outs. And this morning we start off the celebrations by saying happy birthday to Valine Smith. Valine Smith is celebrating a birthday today, and we say happy birthday to you. We do pray God's blessings upon your life, and we hope that as you enter this new phase and stage of your life, that you have an amazing, amazing birthday period. So happy birthday to you, Valine.
Next up, we have a happy birthday to Joanne Roberts from the Tech Admin Guilds. I have to make sure and get that message correct, because it was said to be said in verbatim. So a happy birthday to you, Joanne, with that beautiful smile I know that you always have. I hope that you carry it on for the whole day.
That's right, and as we continue the birthday celebrations, we say happy birthday to Miss Jenny Ali. It's a belated birthday, and we say happy birthday to you, and we hope that you have an amazing birthday season.
Last but not least, we have Dr. Roneska Benjamin. That beautiful smile, Adana, is always on her face. I know we have a lot of smiling ladies this morning, but especially Roneska, who is always in and out of spaces really quickly. I hope that your birthday went by very slowly, right? I hope that you slowed down and you enjoyed that birthday. So a happy birthday to you from the Tobago Updates family.
Of course, and if you are celebrating a birthday or anniversary, whatever you are celebrating, even though we do not have your photographs, we join in the celebration with you. But we remind you to put God first, because He is the sole reason why there's even anything for you to celebrate. And as we celebrate life, of course, we also acknowledge that life has many phases. And this morning we want to say condolences to the Pollard family this morning. Mr. John Pollard passed suddenly yesterday, and we want to extend our condolences to him, to his family this morning, and the cricket fraternity in Trinidad and Tobago. I know that a lot of persons were talking, about the fact that just yesterday morning, I think he was handed a T-shirt with his son's name on it, as a token, or Saturday I think it was, as a token. And then the news came yesterday that Mr. Pollard passed. I knew him personally, and you see that smile he's wearing there? He's always wearing a smile, always in thought, always thinking about things and ways that at least cricket can be improved in Trinidad and Tobago. So we do extend our deepest condolences to the Pollard family and also to all of cricket in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean region. All right, so we are going to have conversations this morning in studio, and of course Natalia, who are we talking with? Who are we speaking with this morning?
Well, Adana, we normally start off our mornings with some TTPS updates on a Monday, right? So speaking to us this morning would be Sergeant Karen Jonas, and then we'll move into some discussions on the close of the fiscal year 2025 and the upcoming fiscal year 2026 with Councillor Petalan Roberts. So we have some interesting conversations to look forward forward to this morning.
Of course, and when you're talking about finance, when you're talking about fiscal year, and you're talking about the money, and the people want to know what's happening with the money, and there's so many questions and so many concerns that people have, especially when you have a specific person or group of people responsible for the purse of a space like Tobago, 60,000 people strong. So, of course, very interesting conversation to have there. Remember, you can be a part of our conversation. You can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel at Tobago Updates. We want to hear from you. Perhaps you have a question that has not been answered. You can post it there and we will ask for you once we see those questions on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel. But before we get into all of those conversations, we have to go for a short break. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Rise and shine, Tobago. The breakfast vibes you've been waiting for is here.
When they wrong, tell you you's a big dancer.
It's time for Sun Up Tobago, the ultimate breakfast inclusive pool party that kicks off your carnival in style.
We come to take shots. She come to take shots.
Join us on Thursday, October 23rd from 6 a.m. to 12 noon at Scarborough House, 138 Milford Road. Music pumping, breakfast sizzling, coolers flowing, and vibes unmatched. This is where sun, sea, soca, and celebration collides. Get your early bird tickets now at Pablo Supermarkets, Barcode, Lost Restaurant and Launch, Signature Cuts, IslandEtickets.com, and committee members. Don't miss the event where Tobago Carnival truly begins. Sun Up Tobago. Come for the breakfast, stay for the vibe.
The road is calling. Tobago Carnival. Neon is coming. Presenting the mashup king himself, DJ Kai, alongside the voice of the people, Boy Boy. The dynamic duo bringing pure fire to the road, CSI Khaled and Selecta Stefan. And Tobago's own, the people's champion, DJ Big Youth. This is Neon Night Mass. One road, one rhythm, one experience. Tobago Carnival 2025. We outside.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
How it's gonna go. They better look.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning. Good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We begin conversations this morning in studio by speaking with Sergeant Karen Jonas, Operations Sergeant at this Sherburne Road Police Station. And of course, you know, when we speak with TCPS on a Monday morning, we usually get our crime updates, and we also have another topic that we will touch on as well. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, pleasant good morning to you and your viewers on the Tobago Updates. Well, let us kick it off with the crime updates.
Correct.
All right, so thus far from January to current period, we have recorded 6 murders. You know that most times we are judged by the murders. And by this time last year, we have recorded 10 or so murders. So we have seen a reduction, and that is a plus. We also continue to see a reduction in violent crimes. That is our wounding, shootings, and to an extent robberies. All right. We continue to work. The police, the Tobago division, has embarked on several exercises throughout the past week, which would have seen a lot of persons being charged for various offenses, such as possession of firearms, shooting with intent, malicious wounding, malicious damage, and larceny offenses. So the division is doing fairly well as it relates to those serious offenses. We want to see further reductions in the last 3 months of this year. So we'll continue to partner with our stakeholders and the public to ensure that there is safety on the island of Tobago.
And as we continue to talk about partnership with stakeholders, I mean, we had a conversation last week, and every time we have a conversation with TTPS, we will always ask, what is the relationship like with the stakeholders in terms of ensuring you have that open conversation and discourse, and that they too are able to contribute to the conversation as it relates to fighting crime?
Right. So the police service continues to hold our walkabouts. We go to the communities and meet persons in the communities to find out what issues they have so that we can be proactive in trying to address those issues. And that forms a great bond and build a relationship with the community so that when things happen, they feel free to call us and tell us, well, this is happening, so that we can act on it. All right. So those are some of the initiatives. Also, we have the community meetings, the town meetings that you will see on air from time to time. All right. That also allows for that relationship building with the police and the community.
And we see communities really coming together to ensure that they contribute as well. They are seeing their importance. They're seeing the value that they are bringing. So I just want to confirm that, you know, because it's, as we always mention, crime is not a TTPS thing. It's all of us. We have to ensure. So are you seeing them coming forward confidently, and they're seeing their value in terms of adding to the conversation?
Yes, yes. Without the community, we would not have some of the successes that we have had so far. I mean, we have recovered thus so far 14 firearms, right? And that is attributed to the information that the community is bringing forward for us, right?
Right. From the TTPS's side of things, you said that you would like to see a further reduction in crime going throughout the year. We all hope for that as a community, and of course the TTPS. What plans do you all have in place to further? Because I'm thinking, you know, we are currently in an SOE. Are we going to continue that SOE for the entire year, or is there another plan in place to combat this issue?
Well, I cannot speak to the extension of an SOE. That is for another place, right? But an SOE has a lifespan. But outside of that, the police service will continue to embark on various exercises to ensure that there's a reduction, or ensure that the violent crimes on the island of Tobago especially remains abated.
Right. All right. So, you know, that's where we are with our crime updates. And, you know, we want to head on into the conversation this morning about drivers, road safety, and stuff like that. And, you know, we want to talk about sometimes we see where you want to get to where you're going. Let's say you came from an event, or you came from work, or you had a really, really busy day. And at the end of it, you just want to get home, right? But you're tired. You might have gone to an event like a fete or whatever, and you've been, you know, had a few drinks, and you had a time at the party, as they call it. You know, I'm not a fete, so I don't know what they do in parties. And we're talking about, I mean, you're tired, but you want to get home because you want to sleep in your bed, right?
Yes.
Let us talk about the issues that people can face in terms of driving when they are sleepy, when they are tired. In spite of wanting to get home to your bed. Let's talk about the practical aspect of this.
Right. So you're speaking to drowsy driving. That is what it's scoring as. Persons, when they are tired, it impairs your judgment. You know, as you said, oftentimes you just want to get home after a long night's work, but it's not advisable that if you are tired, that you get behind the wheel. Take a power nap before you start driving. Or if you cannot make it, call somebody to drive you, take a taxi or Uber or something like that. Because the effects of drowsiness is similar, as research has shown, to being intoxicated in some way, right? And we want to avoid driving while we are drowsy, because not only falling asleep could be the problem. When you drive drowsy, it impairs your judgment, you make poorer decisions, your reaction time is slower. So it increases the risk of you getting into an accident. More so if you fall asleep. You know, when you fall asleep, your foot gets heavy on the pedal and you lost all control. You don't know what happened. And it may result in serious injury or even death. So we are advising persons, listen, if you are tired, sleep. Park up at an area that is safe. Go to the police station and just have a conversation. Officer, I want to take a nap. To park up in the car park. I am sure that
Did you know that option was available, Natalia?
And this is where we should be at in terms of building that partnership and that relationship with the public as well. So persons should feel safe to go and park up probably outside of a police station and take a nap. It may be a safe space for you.
I like hearing about these TTPS's, the TTPS's A and B services. Yeah, I love hearing about that. So, Adana, if you're ever tired on the road, ensure to pull into the station.
But what if the police station is far off from where I am? I mean, I know you mentioned, Sergeant, that you can, pull aside, take a power nap. But the concern now is my safety.
Yes.
Because I might be extremely tired in a place where it is not that safe. So is it safe to park there and sleep, or should I take the chance and drive for another couple kilometers to get to a safe space? So
try to get to a safe space. That's because safety is foremost important. Right? So try to get to an area which is safe enough that you could be able to take a nap. Right? You don't want to be a victim of a crime while napping in your vehicle, so to speak. And I just want to give some stats as to the amount of accidents that we are having. So from January to this current period, last year we had 1,467 accidents. Those are minor to serious accidents. And this year we have 1,269. There's a count difference of about 198. Right? For fatal accidents, we had approximately 5 last year, and this year we had 3. We have seen a reduction, but it's still too much.
And how much of it is as a result of drowsy driving or even driving under the influence?
Well, I don't have those statistics. However, those are contributing factors to accidents. Now, if somebody is under the influence and they got in an accident, they will end up before the court, right? And that is a serious offense. So we can touch on that as we on that topic. Driving under the influence, we are approaching the Carnival period in Tobago. And a lot of persons going to be out in the fets and having a good time. So we are saying if you must partake in a beverage, do it in moderation. And then if you are intoxicated, don't drive. Ensure to have somebody designated to take you home. Call a taxi, a Uber, a TT ride share. Ensure that you get home safely. Because if you get behind that wheel and you are intoxicated, again, it impairs your judgment. Your reaction time is slower. It can cause double vision when you are intoxicated. So imagine you driving on the highway and you've seen 4 cars coming at you. Right? It may be one, but because you're intoxicated and that double vision cause you may sway off the road or you may hit somebody. Right? And that leads sometimes to death. And we don't want those incidents happening as we approach this Carnival period.
Officer, if I call the station and, I deem it as an emergency that I'm intoxicated and I need an escort home, because my friend isn't available to come for me, I don't have a safe space, would the TTPS be willing to give me escort services to my home?
Well, they may escort you to this prison cell because you may be behind the wheel. Because when it's speaking about an escort, that means you are driving and the police is escorting you.
Let's say directly from the FET to my home. I ain't get behind the wheel as yet.
Right.
I want to get home, but I know that I'm too intoxicated to drive. Is there the possibility of the TTPS or an officer taking me to my home?
Especially with the tagline, to protect and serve with pride. So these are some of the things that we really, and I like this question, Natalia, because these are some of the things that the public needs to be aware of. We really want to understand the type of relationship that we can have with the TTPS. If you're talking about strengthening communities and strengthening partnerships, can I call a police officer if I am intoxicated? I'm not going to get into my car, but I need to get home tonight. Can I call him and say, listen, help me out here?
Well, it may. there is a possibility that it could happen. Depends on the amount of work that the police may have to do at that point in time. Remember, there are other areas that we must service. And if there's a threat, of course, there'll be police officers on duty. Right? And there are other things that they will have to pay attention to. So dropping you home at that particular time may not be. We may not be able to do that. Right? But in other instances, certainly, the police are able to assist persons by taking them home safely.
I want to go back to Carnival because, as you mentioned before, we're heading into Carnival and we're talking about people reveling and partaking in alcoholic beverages while on the road. Will the breathalyzers be out for that period? One, and will the conversation in terms of the stakeholder meetings with the Tobago October Carnival Association, in terms of having the manpower from the TTPS and all the other protective services to ensure that they can manage situations that might potentially get out of hand?
Yes, the breathalyzers will be out in full effect, right? Because we want to ensure that persons get home safely. And coming from those vets, there are also safe and sober zones that people can go to ensure that they are good to get behind a wheel. And if not, they can relax, sober up before they get behind the wheel. So all those things are in keeping with bridging that gap between the police and the public. We want to ensure that we're not just there to charge person from being intoxicated behind the wheel. We don't want to do that. We want to ensure that persons are not intoxicated and that they are sober enough to get home and get home safely.
Is it possible for you to give us a brief reminder of the charge associated with driving under the influence?
Well, the penalty is $12,000, I think, in the first instance. So you can be fined up to $12,000. On a subsequent offense, that penalty increases. And then it also can land you jail time. I think it's up to 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. So every time you are caught driving under influence, the penalty goes up. And ultimately, you can have your driver's permit disqualified.
Okay.
Yeah. I really do hope that the public takes advantage of the meetings that you all have in community meetings, because there's so much information that people either they know and they ignore, or they are ignorant of. They don't have the information and they need to get the information. So I really do hope that there's buy-in and effective conversations where people, and I know sometimes some of these meetings, the people who need to be there are seldom there.
Yes.
We have people who have concerns that come into the meetings rather than people who are sometimes, part of causing obstruction, right? So I'm hoping that there will be some kind of mechanism that will be put in place that will reach a wider cross-section of Tobago as it relates to fighting this crime. And I want to go back again to October Carnival. I know I didn't come to talk about that this morning, but I really am concerned about safety. And I know sometimes it takes also a cultural shift, a mindset change, because you're talking about dealing with people. While the management of the Tobago October Carnival, they might have their plans. All the stakeholders come together and they have this idea, and we're going to have an amazing carnival. People are going to come from far and wide, and we can control it. That is just the brain. Now you have all the people who are coming now, the revelers, they are coming from far and wide, and you have no control over them per se, except for the band that they register for. They might have policies. Do you know if there's any policy that the band leaders have to ensure that their revelers or their participants, they understand the parameters of how they are supposed to behave on the nation's roads at that point in time, in terms of, one, drinking, how you behave with people in the band, because sometimes somebody just don't want anybody to dance with them. I'm dancing by myself. These types of conversations, is there anything put in place that the band leaders will ensure that the people who register with them understand these things?
Well, as far as the TTPS is concerned, we are uncertain as to whether the band leaders, they have that policy within their bands. But I can say, as it relates to road safety, it starts with you, the individual. And the TTPS has a slogan, I am road safe, because road safety begins with me, the person. So we are each responsible for our own safety. And as far as reveling is concerned, we have to be respectful to other persons. You can't just go and, don't think that you should just go on because it's Carnival, you whine on anybody that you choose to, right? Some people don't subscribe to that. So we have to be respectful. Unless you know the person, don't approach. right? So it begins with the individual.
Right.
So I think that the TTPS here, we can reach out probably to some of those band leaders and ensure that these things are put in place, that persons are forewarned as to the consequences and of their actions, especially as it relates to road use and other things. So,
is there a possibility of having conversations with some of those band leaders in terms of putting some policies in place? Not for the reveling, because as you said, people have to be really respectful of the person that they may want to take a dance on, so to speak, right? But we're talking about road safety on a whole. Now, I know that road safety starts with me, but as a band leader, what can I do to protect the members of my band for Carnival? Is there a possible conversation with the band leaders in the future in terms of this?
Yeah, it is possible that we can sit with the band leaders and ensure that, hey, you let people know, hey, you are here to have a good time, but also remember, excessive drinking and driving, that's an offense. You cannot drink and then go on to drive. So those conversations we can have with the band leaders in the future.
And, coming out of Carnival a little bit and back to actual road safety and usage of the nation's roads, let's talk a little bit about signage. Let's talk a little bit about, because there are some signs that are very visible and people still do their own thing. And I know the police cannot be everywhere at all times. What are we doing in terms of enforcing the law where we know that people are, for instance, let's talk about that Works Hill area coming down from Signal Hill. And you're supposed to turn left to head east into Scarborough.
Right.
Some people still take the chance and they turn in traffic to head west, which of course we know is not permitted.
So unfortunately, again, it comes down to cultural issues. We like someone to be watching over our shoulders at every point in time. So if the police is not there, people take unnecessary risk. And again, this leads to accidents. When you take a risk like that, the barriers are there for a purpose. Because we will have seen over time that making a right turn at that junction will cause an accident sometimes. So it's upon the individual. The police doesn't necessarily have to be there. But if we catch you, you're going to be ticketed. Because we want to ensure that there's safety. People are not obeying the regulations. And these are contributing factors again to accident. So we want to reduce those instances of accidents. So if you obey the regulation, you'll get into less problems and accidents. Another thing is the roundabout, the improper use of the roundabout. Persons do not know how to use a roundabout, and it oftentimes leads to accident. So there are a lot of videos on YouTube, online, that you can go and research and see the proper use of a roundabout. And let us learn and let us be responsible drivers out there on the nation road so that we can avoid getting into a collision, because it sets you back financially and all these things. It increases your insurance premium. You want to avoid those accidents, right, at all costs.
I don't want to ask a question, but I do want to make a suggestion. Now, you said to go up on YouTube and online. I'm talking about the roundabout specifically, because I myself have had to press my horn a few times for people who don't know how to stay in their lane, right? Could there possibly be some sort of video coming out from or road traffic officers, just showing civilians how to use this roundabout? Because I think this has been an issue. There was something posted on social media on how to actually use the roundabout. Some people said it was still confusing. So my suggestion is to, try to educate them a little with visuals so that they may know how to use this roundabout.
May I comment on this? I mean, I know the Division of Infrastructure through the licensing department. They did one when the first roundabout was there. That's the one at Hawkins Square. They did one there. And they continue to do videos. In fact, they even did a video recently in terms of how to use the zebra, how to park or to stop before you approach a zebra crossing. So I believe the information is out there. The thing is, how do you get the people to pay attention to the information? And I feel probably we have to take more drastic measures in terms of our public education drives to ensure people pay attention. Sometimes, perhaps, the information is too subtle and they think, oh, this is a smooth sail, I could do this. How about we create something that ends in a way that that has them thinking what is happening, and so they will have to wonder let us really pay attention to this rather than taking chances, because people literally take chances at the roundabout. They take chances coming out of a minor road into a major road. They take a lot of risky chances. So perhaps our public education drive has to be more aggressive, if I could use that term, to ensure people understand it can end in fatality.
Yes. I know in the past that the TTPS has done videos with the traffic department showing persons the use of the roundabout and these things. So we have to revitalize that maybe to ensure that there's education and the public is aware on how to use the roundabout effectively to get where they have to get to.
I'm thinking a few advertisements. Well, some things certainly stick in your head when you see them over and over on TV. So probably send that video into Tobago Updates. We'll be happy to share that video with our viewers.
Certainly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking with Sergeant Karen Jonas, Operations Sergeant at the Sherburne Road Police Station this morning, talking about the TTPS updates and, of course, safe road usage. We want to ensure that we use our roads safely. Remember, you're not the only driver, you're not the only pedestrian. I mean, pedestrians also have to pay attention to how they use the roads as well. You can't be crossing the street on your cell phone and just taking your good old time because, well, I'm crossing at a zebra cross. No, let us be mindful of all the users of our roads, pay attention to the regulations and obey them so we can avoid road fatalities and road incidents. Well, viewers, we have to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio this morning. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
The road is calling. Tobago Carnival. Neon is coming. Presenting the Mashup King himself, DJ Kai, alongside the voice of the people, Boy Boy. The dynamic duo bringing pure fire to the road, CSI Khaled and Selecta Stefan. And Tobago's own, the people's champion, DJ Big Youth. This is Neon Night Mass. One road, one rhythm, one experience. Tobago Carnival 2025. We outside.
Girl, roll up your waist, show me that wine. Turn around, girl, don't be shy. Hello.
Nirvana, Tobago's premier all-inclusive event for Carnival 2025.
About the way you blow my mind. Hold me tight and wave your hands to the sky like so. Just look at the person next to you and say welcome to.
Join us for a night of elegance, energy, and unmatched vibes at Fête à Blanc. Come dressed in your finest island chic white attire and indulge in a premium carnival experience like no other. Experience live performances by Nadia Batson and Sass, Patrice Roberts and the 18 Band, Charles Marshall, Lyrical, Ramonapi, Juby, and many more. Get your tickets now at islandtickets.com. Physical tickets available in Trinidad at SRP on the Avenue, Shoaholic, Trin City Mall, Port of Spain, and Cedar City Mall. Happy's Waterhole, Pleasantville, Avala, Hotland Plaza, in Tobago, Barcode Scarborough, Deltec Distributors, Argyle, Pablo Supermarket Argyle, Jade Monkey Crown Point, Shoaholics Lowland, and any committee member. Immerse, illuminate, indulge. Saturday 25th October 2025 from 5 p.m. at the magnificent Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. Dress code Island Chic, all white. Nirvana. Fête à Blanc, where luxury meets rhythm and elegance meets euphoria. Don't just attend, arrive in style.
Skibidi bang bang, yours truly Juby representing for Neon, a tribal affair by Highlighter Entertainment. We are here.
Tobago, are you ready? Highlighter Entertainment's Neon, a tribal affair. Costume sales are live. Register now at highlighterentertainment.com. This is Carnival meets culture. Rhythm meets rebellion. Neon is calling. And your moment is now. Light up the night.
I jam in on deep.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back, viewers, to Monday morning's Tobago updates. All right, so sorry about that. You know, normally I'm on the Wednesday show. My introduction is normally welcome back to our Youth Wednesday show, right? So my apologies to my viewers. However, I'm happy to be back with you, of course, with Adana. And we're going to be starting off this segment, of course, speaking to Councillor Petalyn Roberts. She's the Secretary for Finance, Trade and the Economy. And I know, of course, when you hear that name, you know we're going to be talking about money. Around this time of year, especially, a lot of people are looking forward to the end of the fiscal year 2025, of course, and she has promised to speak a little bit on the fiscal year for 2026. So good morning to you, Councillor.
Good morning, hosts, and good morning to Tobago and to our viewers, listeners on the World Wide Web.
All right, thank you so much for being in studio with us this morning. And we're going to get straight into the matter at hand because, as Natalia said, you know, when we have the Secretary of Finance, especially this time of the year, end of the financial year as we know it, ending tomorrow and heading into, we're supposed to have a date for the budget, which we haven't heard of yet. So we're going to be talking about that this morning. But let us start off with where we are. It's the 29th of September, and we know the financial year for Trinidad and Tobago, it ends on the 30th of September. And I want to talk about some of the outstanding things that are still out there. I know traditionally a lot of people rush to get all this stuff done. And I've known over the years that staff, let me just put a plug here for Tobago House of Assembly, accounts departments. I see people working tirelessly. They extend their hours. They stay back until 7, 8, sometimes even beyond that to ensure that the payments are in, because I know that there is a cutoff. I mean, sometimes they might try to push it over and backdate, but I know the policy is get everything in on September 30th, and we've seen that over the years. So tell us where we are in terms of ensuring that all our bills are going to be paid by the 30th of September.
Right. So the process actually starts in July, where we send out a memo from the Division of Finance indicating to all the accounting units and accounting officers the process for the closing of accounts. As a matter of fact, there will be no backdating. That is a thing of the past.
Good.
Right? We try as much as possible to get in all our bills with the available finances, because, as you know, all we have is $2.5 billion, 2.375 under recurrent, and then 205 million under development program. We have shifted about 83 million from recurrent to development because, you know, the development is so much underfunded. We have no choice, because we do not have the ability to borrow at this time because of the debt ratio. The country is in a lot of debt, and if we have to borrow, the Ministry of Finance has to give us that approval, and obviously that will carry up the debt for the country. So at this time, you know, I did approach the minister about borrowing, and he did indicate what the impact of that is, and it is not so positive for us here in the country. But right, so the process starts in July, and we give them cutoff dates. We have started to cut off as far back as the 12th of September. Actually, that date is the last date to issue a purchase order in the Tobago House of Assembly. And then, you know, coming down, I would do a lot of monitoring through the Budget Department and through the administrators to ensure that they are spending within their allocation and releases. So within the last week, we have been shifting monies to various line items, ensuring that you have sufficient funding to cover the expenditure. So let me tell you why they seem to work tirelessly, and in most instances very late on September 30th, because after midnight on September 30th, you cannot make a payment or incur expenditure after that date for this fiscal. So it's actually just the closing of the fiscal year. So two things we actually close off: the revenue collection and the actual expenditure, how much we spend in the year. So I'm calling on all the service providers, if you have an invoice that you would have issued between October 2024 and September 2025, that must go in. It should have actually gone in already. But to catch the date, if you can bring it in today to whichever division so that you can be paid. There are some things that we just, can't pay because we just don't have sufficient resources so to do. So next fiscal, I intend to prioritize certain things, and I'll tell you what they are. Our development projects. Our development projects, we have started most of them already. Our priority projects, we had 44 projects in this fiscal year. We have actually actioned and started about 75% of them. The other 25%, various reasons, procurement, just processing, getting these projects off the ground. We had some issues. But we intend to complete those in fiscal 2026. Gratuity payments. We're going to projectize that again. We did do it sometime in 2020 or 2021, I believe it was. So we're going to actually treat the payment of gratuity and arrears and overtime as a project to actually get them liquidated. But there are many more priorities for us, which I don't want to go into detail right now because I don't know what the budget is. But tomorrow, let me just remind the public as well that we close off the Board of Inner Revenue at 10 a.m. The reason for that is to get in the numbers. Because we offset our revenues against the parliamentary appropriation, we have to know what the revenue figures are before central government releases our last check. So let me give you an example. If our allocation is $100 and we collect $18, but we intend to collect $20, the central government will just send $80 for us. So we close off tomorrow at 10 a.m. to know what the position is in terms of the collection of revenues so that we can tell Trinidad this is the total revenue we collected and therefore you have this balance for us. So most times we collect a check on the 30th of September from the Office of the Prime Minister or the Ministry of Finance.
And that was going to be my next question in terms of when you provide that information, is it that the check is issued on the same day? So the clarity comes there.
Yes.
You spoke about the 44 projects that you had and 25 completed.
Well, no,
75%.
75%
completed. So we have 25 going over into 2026 fiscal, right? I spoke with the Secretary of Infrastructure when he was here last week or the week before in terms of what are the priority. Even if we don't get, we know when the budget is ready, we don't ever get the full amount of what we ask for. So in terms of actual priority projects for development, what are the three main or even one main priority project that we're looking at to ensure that it gets done in 2026 fiscal?
Well, I know in this fiscal, the priorities was to actually pay off some of the liabilities for some of the roads that we would have developed, and that is King Peter's Bay Road, Lamy Road, and of course the Chauvin, that Friendship Connector Road. So those were priorities. The community restoration for workers, that is also a priority for us, which is what we call 10 on, 10 off. We really wanted to action some projects and at the same time employ persons within Tobago. You know, yes, you'll hear the talk about it being how sustainable it is. But right now, because of the kind of monies we have, we just can't do that kind of hiring. But we have not yet had that conversation on our priority projects just yet for fiscal 2026. Now, in my head as Secretary of Finance, there are some that I will bring to our retreat and bring to the table, which I don't want to, as a gratuity is a top one for me, because when we met with the divisions before the closing, so I have what you call a quarterly budget meeting. Every quarter since I've become Secretary of Finance, I meet with the divisions to have a sense of what your liabilities are. And if you do not have the resources to liquidate them, gratuities came up across most of the divisions. And because of the funding constraints, I could not liquidate and treat with those as I want to. But next fiscal, that would be a priority for this administration for certain. I mean, I have not had a discussion with the Chief Secretary just yet. Actually, he and I had a meeting yesterday after church, and I told him that you know, gratuities, and he was the one that actually said to me also include overtime and increments for public officers as a priority for us. But among the secretaries, we have not yet had that discussion, because you know that discussion comes post budget. But I mean, right now in our heads we know what we want to do, and obviously to continue some of the projects to completion would be priority.
Okay. My question is in terms of the projects to come for the next year. Now, this year we had a bit of a topsy-turvy kind of thing going on there with the YES program. I know that you said you are making certain projects priority. Is the YES program on that list of projects, 1? And 2, what is the update on the current situation with the YES program?
Well, as Secretary of Finance, you know, my responsibility is to to manage the funding and release. But the actual payments, can't tell you, but I did see one of the interns that I know personally, and I asked her. I was in Trinidad. I went to Trinidad on Saturday, and I saw her, and she said, yes, she was paid. The YES program, I don't know I don't know what you mean if it's a priority. What we do is just have an internship program.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the issue was, why the division could not pay at the time, because as far as I know, if you're having a program, you have to ensure you have the resources to do it. But at that level, I didn't get involved in that, so I'm not sure. But when it came to my attention, I said to the division, no, this is something we have to pay. We have to pay. These are young people who are preparing themselves for the world of work, and therefore this cannot be their debut into the world of work where they don't get paid. So we don't want it to be in their psyche that you work and you don't get paid. So I tried as hard as possible to make to actually issue the releases. Now the actual payment, I don't get involved in that. That is actually done by the accounting officer. It's overseen by the accounting officer. So as secretaries, we don't actually do the actioning and the executing of these things. But obviously we're going to plan our programs for the year, and we're going to ensure that we have the resources so to do.
Secretary, when you came on one of the previous times, we were talking about some of the things that you want to focus on for this fiscal coming out of the budget. And I know we're still waiting on a budget date. We in October, by Wednesday, we're in October.
I am waiting as well.
And there's no date. So what is our conversation in terms of the urgency of getting a date? And two, your expectation, because I know you mentioned that you formed relationships with the Minister of Finance, and you've had conversations, and you're at a comfortable place where you believe that the partnership with the central government and the Tobago House of Assembly will be a good one for those of us in Tobago. So what are the realistic expectations in terms of your budget projection and what you think Tobago will get as a response of your relationship and conversations?
All right, so because I have to present a reprioritized budget in November, of course I have to start planning now. So part of the budget, we built out a schedule of things to do. So we started with the end date, which is the date for the revised sitting, and work backwards. And one of the critical things was to have a meeting with the Minister of Finance, and that happened on the 17th of September. We did meet. One of the top things and the key things he said to us was the financial position of the country. I do anticipate to get more than 4.3 and no less than 5.
Okay.
That was the conversation, because obviously you know that I would have presented a budget of 5.9% of the national budget. But I said to him what my expectations are at the least, right? And I'm looking at 5% at least, right? He did indicate to me the financial position, because there are two things that I brought to his attention, because when they came into office, I did have a conversation with him as well at the mid-year, which was how we receive our releases from Trinidad, and that in itself affects the way in which we expedite our projects and how we pay. Because if how I receive money is late, it means that I would pay and my projects would be implemented late as well. So I brought that to his attention. I actually quoted the law, the Tobago House of Assembly Act, and he did indicate that they will try as hard as possible to make good that situation in terms of how we receive our releases, because we still receive releases 2 months, 1 month. So we receive, for instance, this last quarter, July, August, September. In July, we will receive a check for 2 months, and then 1 month in September. Also, I did indicate to him, if you cannot provide the releases, it means that we may have to go out to the market and borrow the money so that I can upfront, and then when we receive the releases, we pay. But that in itself would carry up the debt ratio, and right now the country just cannot afford that. I don't know if you saw the rating for Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh yes.
And that in itself is really a ripple effect. It's an effect of the borrowing and the state of the economy. Right? So with all these things being said, I still feel very hopeful for Tobago in terms of what we will receive. I also raised the issue of European CPEP. As a matter of fact, the minister said they would like to mimic or fashion their program for CPEP and European Trinidad as Tobago, because they have more of a contractor. We have more employees here. We employ persons to actually execute the program where they have a contractor. So he is actually saying to us that we'd like to look at and model the CPEP and URP as Tobago. However, the funding for CPEP and URP would not be affected for Tobago as it was affected in Trinidad.
I suppose because of the construct of how it is done.
Correct.
So
that's right. So they're going to actually re-engineer that whole program, and he said he wants to look at Tobago. Actually, we also gave him a copy of our strategic development pathway, and he said to us, who did this document? I want to do something like this for the whole country, right? Because we do, as you know, my budget was actually framed on the strategic development pathway. We have 21 development priorities and 5 development agenda areas that we want to take Tobago for the next 20 years.
All right. I heard, well, you keep on stressing on the financial situation that our country is currently in. And we are anticipating, as you said, or we are hopeful that we get at least 5%. In terms of not being able, I don't want to be the person to burst bubbles, but if we don't receive that percentage of the allocation, what would be your priorities then? Would the priorities change, or does the plan remain the same to continue on the development part of Tobago?
Well, obviously, as you prioritize, I may have 50 priorities, and now I may have to bring them down to 20. Okay. It depends on, what the situation is. I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I actually knew when the date was. I've been on the minister and asking him. This morning I said, I haven't heard anything at the date. And he said, well, it has not yet been announced. And I know that means that he's tight-lipped on the date. But in our discussions, he did give me some tentative dates, but they were not yet confirmed, right? But we are working with obviously 2 dates in mind, which may be next Monday or the following Monday, right? Those are the 2 dates we are working with in mind, and still planning our retreat and planning our discussions for next fiscal, using those 2 dates.
When we talk about the state of the finances of the country, and specific to Tobago, which are dependent on ensuring that central government gives us our due, what are some of the projects coming out of the Division of Finance in terms of empowering people to not be too reliant on the Tobago House of Assembly?
That's an excellent question, and I had this discussion at the heads of section meeting last week. And I said this in this media house, I think it's twice, whereby I really want to reduce the financial assistance and the financial support to entrepreneurs and give more technical assistance. So we'll be going on a drive for both entrepreneurs or external customers and internal customers. So for the staff, we're going to be doing task-specific training. Actually, next fiscal year will be the year of training and technical support. For entrepreneurs, the same thing. For instance, OPI registration. We want to do the Registrar General's process of registering a business with the BIR. What taxes should you pay? How do you do a tax return? Why do you do a tax return? What are the taxes that you're eligible to pay? What type of business should you set up? A partnership, a limited liability company, a sole trader type of business. So I want to do so much in that sphere for the next fiscal, and actually reduce the number of grants. Actually, the grants and financial support, grants and loans and stuff, those things would be more in targeted areas, because I had 5 areas for the budget: tourism, agriculture, digitization, human capital, and then looking at the micro, small and medium enterprises sector. Those were the 5 actually priority areas that we're going to look at for fiscal 2026. But I'm telling the public now, there will be a reduction in the injection of financial support, because I'm not seeing the sustainability of businesses, even if I give the grants and the loans. But more technical support, more know-how. As a matter of fact, when I sat on the Venture Capital Board between the period of 2014 to 2016, when I sat on the board, we did the first cohort of injections under the venture capital's modality, where we gave QIC's financial support. And some of those businesses are not in existence for today. And when I had a conversation with one of the entrepreneurs, you know what they said? We just did not have that guidance from the THA. So I'm using that as a guide for me to understand what entrepreneurs go through, because they can get all the monies in the world. If you don't know how to manage a business, you will fail. So that is really where my head lies in terms of next fiscal. That's actually a priority for fiscal 2026 for the Division of Finance. The task-specific training for the staff. I want to lead digitization in the Tobago House of Assembly. I told my heads that, and the administrator. Digitization would be a focus area for me. I told them I have to lead the charge. So we're going to digitize. I told them when they do their work plan, I want to see how are you going to use technology to improve efficiency and productivity. So I'm looking forward, and I want you to look forward to see the Division of Finance leading the charge in technology and digitization in the Tobago House of Assembly.
And I think the population will welcome it, because, I mean, sometimes they struggle, you know, in terms of the wait time for things to happen and turn over. So digitization, of course, is going to speed things up, both internally and, of course, for your stakeholders as well.
Yes.
I mean, I know the time is running out this morning, but I really want you to share your heart with the Tobago people as we wait on the budget dates and your real desire for Tobago in terms of development, moving forward, empowering people and ensuring, restoring confidence in the fact that we can make it. If we really, you know, coming from your position, if we really, I mean, you see the figures, you know what is behind. We don't have the intimate details, and there's not necessary for us to so do. But in terms of your experience, and the information you have behind, speak confidence into our people in terms of how we can partner with you, the division, and as a secretary, to ensure we get to that place where we feel comfortable and confident that we can go to Penny Savers and walk away with 10 bags of groceries and don't feel like, oh gosh, I can't pay my bill next month because I'm in a good place, even mentally.
Well, you know, that conversation is really at the national level, because we are sub-sovereign and we are so dependent on what happens on a whole for the country. You know, I wish I could instill a level of hope based on what is to come in the budget. But really and truly, I really can't say. However, what I can say to the people of Tobago is that we will do our best. We have been, with the resources that we have for this fiscal, we have really tried our best. You know, we have so many, what's the word I want to use? Hindrances. I don't want to use the procurement legislation. It's not a hindrance, it's actually an internal control. But that in itself, because of the process, it actually takes very long. So it means that we have to do more better planning and so forth. Instilling hope in the people of Tobago, you know, I have to put a plug here for this administration and the Tobago People's Party, really have the people of Tobago at heart. And we really want to develop this island, but it is a partnership between the government and the people. I want our people to change our attitude. We have to be the change we want to see. I am the change. I have come in this position because I wanted to be the change I wanted to see in certain respects with regard to finance and how we do things. I've tried as much as possible to have the financial statements out for the last 6 outstanding financial statements. I'm actually working these 2 days with the divisions to get all your invoices in, all the expenditure incurred and booked in a way that would be, you know, wouldn't take us over and put us in a deficit position and put us in a position whereby we seem to be very negligent in the way in which we do things. But I am hopeful. I look forward to the budget, even though we do not get 5.9 as what I've asked for. I am hopeful that we will get 5%. I don't even want to think if we don't, because I'm so positive that we will get more between that 4.03 and 5, at least 5. But we are hopeful and we will do our very best. But it's a partnership between the government and the people of Tobago.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Councillor Petzl and Robert, Secretary of Finance, Trade and the Economy, and we're talking about the closing of fiscal 2025 and preparations for 2026. As we are aware, the state of our nation in terms of our finances, you know, we're in a little tough place, but of course, as she mentioned, it's a partnership between the state and the people. So let us work together to see how best we can make what we have work for all of us.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, but it's not where we end our program, and we head on over to GMT, which is Good Morning Tobago. And as we go, we invite you to help us.
Share the live, share the live, share the live.
I want to start by sincerely thanking the members of the Baby Friendly Hospital Initiative for the hard work that you guys have put in place to allow us to have the kind of accreditation that we now have.
These boxes contain essential items for babies, giving every child a good start. Ladies and gentlemen, I am elated to be part of this beneficial move.
So how will this baby box help you?
It will help in a lot because of the stuff inside of it. For instance, the manual pump. You could put it in your bag and walk with it. And the bag, you could open it out and put the baby in it to change. So it's a very good idea, and I'm very thankful for it.
Well, I think the baby box in general will benefit all new moms, but for me in particular, I like the aspect of the breast pump because I personally want to breastfeed for a long time. So that's actually my favorite item in the box, but everything else I think will be useful, from the clothes and all the other goodies that was given today.
So that's just my family and I. First of all, the basic needs that baby will need. The one thing I'm actually grateful for is the breast pump, because I was about to purchase one. Since I'm exclusively breastfeeding, I want that the father and other family members to be a part of my journey. And I know that this is breastfeeding month. It is. Yes, it is.
Today's launch and unveiling are steps in the right direction.
We start by the mummies and the daddies giving birth in a baby-friendly facility. And then we send you home with a little bit more support.
The Tobago Day Awards 2025 are here. Celebrating excellence, dedication, and the people and organizations making a lasting impact on our island and its diaspora. From the Medal of Honor to the Diaspora Award, this is your chance to nominate those whose service, leadership, and achievements deserve the spotlight. Nominations close on September 30th, 2025. And remember, only online submissions will be accepted. Visit www.tha.gov.tt to submit your nomination today. Let's celebrate our Tobago Trailblazers together.
The Health Hygiene Lounge is a family-friendly space designed to support the health and dignity of women and families. It features two main rooms. The first is the Menstrual Health Room, an educational and service-oriented space that promotes menstrual health, equity, and empowerment. The second is the Breastfeeding Room. a private, comfortable environment for nursing mothers. Together, these rooms reflect our commitment to maternal and child health.
I am thankful that this facility is now available. It really does provide a space for breastfeeding mothers to come here, whether with baby or just to pump during the workday and do that in comfort. It is an essential need, and just having this space makes it so much easier and provides that peace of mind.
I think this hygiene lounge is a step in the right direction. I think for a very long time, have not had the opportunity to have a space that's private to deal with issues of menstruation or breastfeeding. So I think it's a step in the right direction, and I really think that is something that should be adopted across the board through different divisions and private sector throughout the island.
This space is more than just four walls. It is a place of dignity. It is a space to speak, to learn, to advocate. It represents a commitment to stand up for those who are too often unseen. Together, we can localize our efforts, streamline our objectives, and align our outcomes. By doing so, we move beyond temporary relief and towards a comprehensive solution that puts an end to stereotype, miseducation, and period poverty once and for all.
This is a great opportunity for us to show that we truly understand the needs of our growing families, and we are able to provide the kind of comfort that would make them happier.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
The Tobago Day Awards 2025 are here. Celebrating excellence and the people and organizations making a lasting impact on our island and its diaspora. From the Medal of Honor to the Diaspora Award, your chance to nominate those whose service, leadership, and achievements deserve the spotlight. Nominations close on September 30th, 2025. And remember, only online submissions will be accepted. Visit www.tha.gov.tt to submit your nomination today. Let's celebrate our Tobago.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And guys, you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Tobago's October Carnival organizers are pushing for urgent transportation solutions to meet rising demands as the island gears up for its 4th October Carnival. TUCO President Dexter Sandy appeals to the THA to negotiate with Caribbean Airlines and the Port Authority for increased flights and sailings.
citing sold-out tickets within 24 hours. He stressed the need for additional capacity to bring more masqueraders and patrons. Temporary Tourism Secretary Zoisha Hackett confirmed talks are ongoing with assurances of relief, but warned that timing may be the most critical. Additionally, the Water and Sewage Authority has advised that water services in the Crown Point area has been restored, with all affected customers expected to receive supply by yesterday. WASA confirmed some households have already reported normal service, which will until distribution has been stabilized. The distribution stemmed from a ruptured 16-inch pipeline near Triangle Wood Well and reduced output at the Corland Water Treatment Plant due to an unseasonal low river flow. The authority pledged to continue monitoring the situation to ensure reliable service and revised water schedules for Crown Point and other areas will be published in the upcoming weeks. And finally, a suspected robber wanted in Tobago escaped police after a dramatic encounter in Port of Spain on Saturday. Around 11 a.m., officers of the Port of Spain Task Force intercepted a white Honda Vezel at Frederick Street and Prince Street, and the driver reportedly linked to multiple robberies aimed a gun at police, prompting officers to fire. The suspect sped off, but later abandoned the vehicle in Beetham. The car was recovered and taken to the Besson Street Police Station for processing, while the suspect remains at large. And that was our news in 90 seconds. This morning, we continue our conversations and we are heading straight into all that's happening here on the island of Tobago with the Tobago Lamb Fest. This morning, I have the privilege of sitting in studio and chatting with Mr. Christopher Warner, who is the treasurer of the Tobago Integrated Livestock Association, and Mr. Paul Crooks, who is the veterinary officer at the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment, and Sustainable Development. Good morning, guys, and welcome.
Good morning.
So it's another edition of the Lamb Fest here in Tobago, and Tobagonians are again looking forward to all that this has to offer. Tell us about the success of this event in the past and what you and your organization and your partners are looking forward to this year.
All right, so I'll take that question. And the Lamb Festival is really about getting the Tobago consumer to enjoy mutton. Right? What we've recognized over the years is that much of our sheep that are produced on the island, their way to Trinidad. And we realize that there must be a way to try to create or build the Tobagonian market for mutton, for our farmers, right? So ultimately, the Lamb Festival is meant to support the small ruminant sector and grow that livestock production aspect. And the Lamb Festival is a collaboration between the Tobago Integrated Livestock Association, the Tobago Agribusiness Development Company Limited, and the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment, and Sustainable Development. It is part of the World Food Day calendar of events. And over the last couple years, we started Fest in 2020. We would have grown from approximately 10 vendors who would have purchased 50 pounds of lamb on average per vendor to this year having 17 or 16 vendors. And we have upwards of 100 pounds. The demand, unfortunately, we failed to meet in 2023, but also that the demand has increased. In fact, while we go through the process of collecting a certain quantity of live animals that are then slaughtered and butchered here in Tobago, all of the lamb that we were able to acquire for this year's Lamb Fest has been purchased by the caterers. Typically, we would have lamb there to sell to members of the public as they come in, and TADCO will still have various offerings, but that's just to show you the increasing demand. Many of the caterers, many of these culinary are finding that the Lamb Festival is a fantastic opportunity to market their business, market themselves personally, as well as to get Tobagonians to try this fantastic meat, which is very versatile.
Right, Mr. Warner, tell us why this type of event is, important for Tobago and to help motivate farmers and other persons that are within the industry.
Sure, and morning to the viewers. At the Tobago Integrated Livestock Association, right, one of our mandates has always been to boost the livestock sector in Tobago. And this initiative of the Tobago Lamb Festival is just one part of that, right? Because as Dr. Crook said, in Tobago, a lot of farmers mind the animal, but we don't consume it as much as, let's say, pork, as chicken, as goat, We only do it around wedding time, or we do it before school, where we sell out our animals to buy kids, right? But we want this to be a sustainable market. We want lamb to be, one of our featured meats on the island, where we could consume, where farmers can make a living, and not just wait till butchers come from Trinidad to buy from them at minimal prices, but actually make a sustainable and fair price for their hard work and their grazing of the animals.
How do farmers ensure that they are capable of having that value-added product, outside of just selling the lamb to TADCO, to the division?
Yeah.
How do they ensure that they themselves have to add value to their product?
Right. Well, there are challenges right now in terms of land. Feed prices are extremely high. However, they could now add value for example, the TADCO, they have had seminars where they teach butchery. So where they could do different specialty cuts, like lamb racks and different parts of the animal, where they could not only sell the typical stew and slices, specialty cuts. And this is what we advocate as a division, these guys, TADCO and Tiller. We push for a diversified product, not only just stew and slices, but a variety of specialty cuts.
To hear that, because persons often have that mindset, which is a traditional mindset, that you rear the animal, you sell it. But the real value happens when you yourself add value.
Correct.
Even with that distribution, and you see sometimes there are persons who add value to the product by selling it already seasoned at the grocery store. So what are some of the programs? Because he spoke about that TADCO program where they are assisting those farmers with the courses in butchery and stuff like that. But what are some of the other things that help farmers to understand the value of the product that they're selling?
All right, so a few things then I want to point out overall. 2025, hand in hand for better foods and a better future. It's the whole idea is to try to increase food security. We want to have safer, healthier foods for Tobagonians, but across the planet, right? As part of the Lamb Fest, we do a selection process where we go to farmers' holdings and we examine the animals. The animals have to be of a certain standard to be taken into the Lamb Fest. Just that interaction, that little personal interaction, where we meet with the farmers, the animals, and we evaluate them. Farmers learn so much just from that interaction. Through the Tobago Lamb Fest, from its inception in 2023, we have built sort of these very solid, robust policies or protocols into our evaluation of the lambs, our selection of caterers, and so on. We have some pretty rigid rules. For example, it even came up recently at the stakeholders meeting. The caterers are to use lamb as their only meat protein.
Okay.
So there's no option for you getting chicken and option for you getting pork. Lamb is the only meat protein. We're actually challenging people to do more with the product that they have, to be more versatile, to learn more. They themselves learn more. With this year, we are collaborating with the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute. And as part of that collaboration, we are doing a live cooking competition. And the Institute is also working with these competitors to sort of train them to ensure that they are able to deliver high quality products before the cooking competition even comes off.
Right, and is this competition on the same day as the Lamb Festival or before? Because it's happening at the food hub.
That's right.
So where exactly at the food hub would the cooking be happening and stuff?
So we have a setup that somewhat mirrors the World Food Day Grand Exhibition. We have caterers who will be selling from containers and so on and set up inside the and under the food hub itself. So we'll have rotisserie lamb and sort of thing. But also we have some tents on the outside that would allow for additional caterers, again, because we have more caterers this year than ever before. But we also have those tents set up for that live cooking competition. So we expect, and throughout the day, there'll be many, many, many competitions, many, many events. So here on the television right now, you're seeing the promotion for the livestock competition. And this is a fun one, as opposed to our competition for World Food Day, which is about the best representatives of the breed.
Right.
This one is really meant for members of the public to go and vote on the cutest lamb and the biggest ram, who you find is the best looking sheep. So basically it's a fun competition, and that's the idea. We want many activities throughout the day, and all of them have an aspect of learning, engaging, making the thing interesting. So hopefully younger generations, because we expect families to attend, younger generations recognize, so, you know, I could get into maybe opening a restaurant, or maybe I'm a livestock farmer, a livestock producer myself.
Okay, and you know, is it that all the caterers are already engaged for the event, or can persons now still register to come on board and be a part of this?
All right, so I'll take that one. So the line has done. The caterers are actually getting the lamb meat today. And I just want to speak a little bit about the different dishes we'll have, right? So we'll have something like lambs roasting. Normally you'll see the pigs roasting, right? We'll have lambs roasting. We will have lamb pulori, lamb doubles, lamb gyro, lamb burgers, barbecue lamb, stew lamb, all variety of lamb you can think about. Just come hungry, and you're going to leave with your belly full and be very satisfied.
Right, but okay, tell us about how the payment for this is going to go. Is it fully cash? You need to come with cash?
Yeah.
You pay one fee and you get a taste from everyone, or you go and you buy individual each vendor?
You fill your wallet with as much money as you could, and you go to, and obviously it's cash, so you go to different vendors. We have, as Mr. Crooks would have said, we have about 16 to 17 caterers.
Okay.
We also have vendors, which will have like coconut water, cane juice, local stuff. So you just go around, you taste different dishes, and I would like to encourage, you know, not to buy one big thing at one place. Taste a difference of everything, you know, because they have a lot of different.
All right, so that would mean that, you know, each vendor would be selling a little sample, or at least a small portion of whatever it is, so that a person can actually go and buy else after and not be like, okay, well, I'm full, I can't have anything again after this. So that to the festival, just remind the people about the dates, the time, where is the parking for the event, and why is it important for them to really come out and support?
All right, so I'll take this one then. And the Tobago Lamb Fest will be held at the Shore Park Food Hub, where we all have World Food Day Grand Exhibition. So viewers should be aware of where that is. It is actually this Sunday, the 5th of October. And we've extended the hours. We now run from 10 in the morning right up to 8 p.m. Impressing on the caterers to be punctual at 10.
Right.
And we would like the caterers to also sell out. So even if some caterers who still have, but this is a very high demand. Yeah, if not, and caterers would have sold out completely. So that if you want to have all the options open to you, you better get there early. However, we do have many activities throughout the day planned to engage families, children, adults, so that the Lamb Fest is truly for everyone. This collaborative effort between the Division of Security, Livestock, and TADCO in Mortal Island.
Excellent. And Mr. Warner, is there anything that you want to say in closing as we wrap up our discussion this morning?
Yeah, sure. As Dr. Crooks would have said, it's a family fun event. There's kids zone, livestock competition, dishes. You can't miss this event. Also, I'd like to say thank you to the Secretary at the Division of Food Security, Dr. Crooks and his team, the good people at Tobago, which is the CEO and the chairman, right? And obviously, Integrated Livestock Association. So thank you. Be there. You can't miss it.
Excellent. And I'm going to make sure I come through very early on Sunday, and probably Sunday might be one of those days where I'm not cooking. So I ensure that I come by, right? We want to thank you guys so much for being here this morning, and we look forward to Lamb Festival 2025 at the Shore Park Food Hub. And that's starting from 10 a.m. So you want to be on time. You want to be a part of that. Come out and support our Tobago vendors and caterers. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back right after this. See you soon.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Rise and shine, Tobago. The breakfast vibes you've been waiting for is here.
When you rum, tell you you's a big dancer.
It's time for Sun Up Tobago, the ultimate breakfast inclusive cooler party that kicks off your carnival in style. Join us on Thursday, October 23rd from 6 a.m. to 12 noon at Scarborough House, 138 Milford Road. Music popping, breakfast sizzling, coolers flowing, and vibes unmatched. This is where sun, sea, soca, and celebration collides. Get your early bird tickets now at Pablo Supermarkets, Barcode, Lost Restaurant and Lounge, Signature Cuts, IslandEtickets.com, and committee members. Don't miss the event where Tobago Carnival truly begins. Sun Up Tobago. Come for the breakfast, stay for the vibe.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
The road is calling. Tobago Carnival. Neon is coming. Presenting the Mashup King himself, DJ Kai, alongside the voice of the people, Boy, the dynamic duo, Pure Fire to the CSI Khaled, and Select Us. And Tobago's own, the People's Champion, DJ Big Youth. This is Neon Night Mass. One road, one rhythm, one experience. Tobago Carnival 2025. We outside.
This is 116, the show that you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's week in 116.
And welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Guys, this morning I'm with Assemblyman Sonny Craig and we're talking about all that's happening in his district. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, a pleasure to be here again.
So you have worked together with your team to provide some services for members of your district and Tobagonians on a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us.
So this evening at 6 o'clock we would be blessed with a consultation. The public is invited, of course, to be a part of a consultation on handling legal matters. We are blessed in the district to have Mr. Michael Brooms, a former magistrate, and also a practicing attorney at law at the moment, and he is going to come out at the Boko Multipurpose Facility for 6 o'clock. And he's going to share some tips with us to assist the community in dealing with whatever legal concerns you might have. We know that in a lot of cases, and especially in my experience, people would sometimes presuppose that the political person knows everything. And I think the greater knowledge base for me is to know, not just know not know a lot, but to know where I could steer people who do not, whose questions I cannot adequately deal with. We have concerns, a lot of people having concerns, some things that might come across simple, but we have real estate challenges. Sometimes you are in a cross confrontation with family over real estate separations and so on. These are matters, we know they are legal matters, but sometimes it's good to speak to an attorney or somebody who is practicing, who is in the cross of the thing, so you could get that guidance that you making the best decision. So this evening we're hoping that we could really reach the public in a more direct presentation, and of course he's going to turn off the floor, and of course
and you set the stage for further consultation, meaning if persons want to come by and see him on a person. But there are persons who may say, well, I don't feel comfortable bringing you up in front of everyone. I'm able to afford it. Can I have at least a private answer to the audience?
I encourage that still, because just sitting in an audience, concerns are something in the room, and as I know, if at the end of the program you could have a sidebar with the attorney, or you are advised, the primary advice is that your situation is not one that would be easily dealt with by you becoming your own attorney. So even if it's not this particular attorney, you might walk away with the understanding that you need to get to a law firm and have a conversation with somebody who is so trained and who could agonize or litigate before the court on your behalf. You know, so it doesn't debar you from coming. You come and sit quietly in the audience and just listen. And at the end of the presentation, you might be very well closer to a solution. I want to suggest also we might be giving out slips where you can maybe note your concerns, and anonymously Mr. Bruce might be able to deal with it without anybody knowing that that was you in particular that made that request. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And this is just one forum in the series of a number of forums
Yes.
that will be held within the
Yes.
district. Tell us about that.
So on the 7th, now this evening it's at Buku. I'm blessed to have 3 community centers in my district for the 3 major villages that are part of my district. So this evening we begin at Buku. Our next session will be on the 7th of October, and that will be at the Canaan Bonaccord Multipurpose Facility. At that forum, we'll be dealing with financial management. Once again, in my experience here, we have a lot of folks who need that little assistance in being able to manage their monies. Basically, there are persons who, there's your debt service ratio, your DSR, which is a percentage of your income that the banks would not go beyond. So sometimes people max out their borrowing capacity, and still there might be an institution who might still give you more on that. And some institutions, of course I can't call names, some institutions do give people beyond the basic 35 or 40% debt service ratio. And I meet a lot of people who are in the jaws of debt daily. Some people, when you look at their salaries, it's maxed out, and they're paying a rent, and they have children going to school. This is not a dead end. We could come out to this consultation on the 7th, where we'll have a professional from the Unit Trust Corporation coming to speak to the community. And of course, we will have that opportunity to raise questions similarly to, we want to achieve in Buku this evening. And you'll be able to ask your questions. You'll be able to maybe get a sense of direction. And just as it obtained in the legal position, if you do not want to speak publicly, you could sit in and listen and learn. Because my experience is that sometimes we go through this life and we just live for today, and there is a sacrifice and a discipline we need to develop to be financially secure. And if we do not do that, there is no, I can't think of any way. Some people believe winning the lotto is the way out, and they're going to play the lotto until they win, which I have no comment on that. I don't play lotto. But what I'm saying is we have this opportunity coming up on the 7th, and that would be at the Canaan Bonaccord Multipurpose Facility. We moved the 3rd forum to the Mount Pleasant Multipurpose Facility. And the facility doesn't, the location doesn't denote the audience. It doesn't matter where you're from, you could show up, right? And you could be a part of this. The next forum would be on health. Health is something that, I mean, when you look at it, if you complain of a pain now, to me, layman, as a layman who has no medical training, I might be able to recommend a bush or recommend some charcoal or something. However, we know that many times we get to a point in our health experience where we are kind of cornered, because like ill-advised use of home remedies could just not work for us after a while. I'm not discrediting home remedies because I know they work. I use them, but there are matters and there are conditions that go beyond. Because if my experience has also taught me that home remedies work when you keep using them continually. Like if you're really up there with your vegetables, you're up there with your fruits, your water consumption is good, your sleep pattern is good, you might most likely enjoy a very high standard of health, right? But there are persons who might be more irresponsible, and sometimes you keep drinking bush and thing, but you keep counteracting it with negative lifestyle. Yeah. And so you just cannot realize that measure of health that you're supposed to. So we have a doctor couple coming to the Mount Pleasant Multipurpose Facility on the let me get there, the 14th, which is the week after. So these events run weekly, and they come on the 14th, and they are going to deal with that whole matter of health from a general perspective. And of course, same format. They do a short presentation. They take questions from the audience, and they might have some sidebars after. So these are just a part of the plans we have going through for the rest of the year. Later down in November, at the end of November, we want to honor some of our community legends. There are persons in the Bukum and Pleasant Canaan community that have been doing yeoman service in the direct community. They might not necessarily impact the whole of Tobago, but we know every single community in Tobago has their little heroes in the community, and we will be honoring them, mostly those who are over 65, of course, right? Those who are considered to be is old, yeah, they are considered to be older, and we're going to be honoring them on that day. And the last one I have on my list is our children's Christmas party would be in December. Of course, we have been holding it yearly so far, so we want the community to look forward to this. The tentative date is the 14th of December, and this one most likely will be held at Canaan, because for the last 3 years we did Buko and we did Mount Pleasant, so we want to do Canaan for this Christmas. So we want to really be a part of the community and let the community understand that we are here to assist you. If we do not have the skill set within this assemblyman, of course, we are going to steer you in a direction that will afford you the help you need.
Excellent. I want to thank you so much for just coming on to Tobago Updates and letting us know all that's happening within your community, and inviting the entire Tobago audience, and it doesn't matter what community you're from.
No, it doesn't matter.
To be a part of these consultations, and this evening is the legal consultation that's happening at the Buku multi-purpose center.
Yeah.
And so that would allow for anyone who has any legal questions or legal issues that they need assistance with to go down to Buku and be a part of that, get the advice that you have long desired. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more conversation after this. See you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, is this light?
Presenting the mashup king himself, DJ Kai, alongside the voice of the people, Boy Boy. The dynamic duo bringing pure fire to the road, CSI Khaled and Selecta Stefan. And Tobago's own, the people's champion, DJ Big Youth. This is Neon Night Mass. One road, one rhythm, one experience. Tobago Carnival 2025. We outside.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and low, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and low. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. It's a different type of
Courts is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Courts Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Courts Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam. You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Take your shot with Junior K.
Always with the introductions, as you see. And of course, we're on television. Big up to my boy Saki. We just complete. I saw that. So we didn't have a choice. We had to call it.
Good.
So, Carnival.
I say, warn them. Hey, I get to know.
Baba boy, don't run. Me God, we are the last man. Alright, you got a drink, bro? Drinking liars.
Enjoy. Take your shot on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
That's essentially the main catalyst which drove Frenzy Mass. I mean, all of us would have done a lot of things together, and this was just the next step now, evolution. We lime, we party, so why don't we take all of that and bring it into Tobago, into a form of mass, where we could go on Gallivant and do the same thing where other people could see what we do it on a bigger stage.
But at this point in time, I think Frenzy is important to me, so I decided to put some energies there. It's our first year Tobago Carnival, we now partner with Iconic Mass, and it's our first time, so I felt like, just see, come and really stamp your name and make that presence from the mass side of things. So that's the vibe, Frenzy Mass. Really excited for Tobago this year.
Love to see the girl bend over. Arch your back, me girl. Arch your back, arch your back. Start to arch it. Slack me girl. Arch your back, arch your back.
We can say 1, 2, tie up your shoe. 3, 4, bend back more. 5, 6, no time for tricks. Wine like a feeling for sticks. So I want you bend like you forget to cream your leg. Hold on by your ankle them. Not just you, girl, you want your freak, you want your bread.
Right, me girl, and wine in Frenzy Mass. Watching out there. That is what I was seeing. Rocking it slow. That is what I was seeing.
Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today. back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix, and this morning we are here and we are chatting about the Tobago Carnival, and we are talking about all that has to offer Tobago. Fortunately for you, this morning we have a full house. We have all the Tobago local artists here with me this morning. I have Mr. Sherwin Winchester, Verse, I have Mikey Tower and Jake Kez. Now, the guys are riding the Jade Monkey Carnival project, and this is a rhythm that will be on the road for Carnival 2025 October Carnival. Tell us a bit about this rhythm and what Tobagonians can expect from
The
it.
Jade Monkey Carnival project is a rhythm built with the idea of promoting Tobago. The rhythm was sent out to several of the acts, and out of the acts, the songs that came up to what the team wanted, these songs were chosen and then placed on the market. The rhythm is named after Jade Monkey because Mr. Sean Anthony loved the idea of co-branding, giving something that would actually promote Tobago from the aspect of the Tobago acts coming out and performing not only in Tobago, but they will be going to Trinidad and doing their performances as well. So the Jade Monkey Carnival project, named after the establishment Jade Monkey, produced by Dada and the executive producers of the rhythm, Diamond Dale and SW Limited. The cast that you're seeing here represents the talent of Tobago, and I want to say this boldly. We're not looking at it as, oh yeah, these are the acts from Trinidad, oh yeah, these are the acts from Tobago. The acts here could stand on any stage, anywhere, anytime, and perform just as well, and they've done that. The rhythm is actually being played in Trinidad right now. It's being played in Canada, it's being played in Boston, and building tremendously. So I'm really excited now to come to Tobago, where we're touching it on the soil and launch it officially, the Jade Monkey Carnival project. Get ready for something spectacular.
Right, and you being a veteran in the game, are you pleased with the quality of the production
100%,
and the artists that are on the rhythm?
100%.
Excellent.
Picture yourself in the gym and hearing the rhythm.
I'm excited for it. Verse, you are one of the artists that are on this rhythm. Tell us why it's important for persons to come out and really support this particular project.
Yes, I mean, it's time enough, for the Tobago artists to start rising, and come out of the whole way in, because I mean there are a lot of talent in Tobago, and I want to say thanks for showing for this wonderful project and for reaching out to the Tobago soca artists to push us, because I mean it's time enough, and support the thing, and there we go.
Jakes, what about you? Tell us about what you are offering on this particular rhythm, and why is it important for persons to truly support the local talent?
Well, first up, I am offering sweetness. One-time sweetness for the ladies, we always had to involve them, because this is what has make your fets. This is what has make the parties nice, the involvement of the ladies. And, I just offering my talent, in terms of how we doing the writing and the structuring. As Verse just said, Tobago has a lot of talent, and we are grateful for Sean and the team for reaching out and, giving us that support, giving us that push, and letting the world, by extension, know what we have to offer.
And Mikey, what about you? Tell us about what you are offering on this particular rhythm and why it's so exciting for you.
Well, my offering is real thing, the real love that the ladies need. So as we say, thanks again to Sherwin for making this spectacular rhythm to showcase the artists of Tobago. And what I like about Sherwin, we are not the acts that going on first on stage. We always, when the party ripe now, when they have the low names, they'll have to open the show. No, Sherwin don't do that. Sherwin himself will be on stage performing, and in the middle of his set, he'll say, right, Tobago come in, and we deliver, and he's extremely proud of us, and we are extremely thankful for what he have given to us.
Excellent. Yeah. And seeing that you are already holding the mic, we're going to start off with you this morning. And we're going to give the people the opportunity to hear a little bit about what the guys have to offer from this Jade Monkey project. And we look forward to hearing from you on this.
All right.
Gishy where she want.
I come to Gishy where she want, Gishy where she need. Give her the real thing, a special kind of feeling, yeah. Love is the real thing, a special kind of feeling, yeah. Give her the steel thing, a special kind of steel thing, yeah. Now you go feel thing, a feeling to reveal thing, yeah. Carry on, I wanna be with you, girl. Love is all I wanna give to you, girl. Your waist of rhythm, a special kind of rhythm, yeah. No contemplating, look how long now I'm waiting, yeah. Girl, stop the fronting and jump back on this something, yeah. Have you vibrating, no rose can take me rating, girl. Carry on, I wanna be with you, girl. Love is all I wanna give to you, girl. Give her the real thing, a special kind of feeling, yeah. Love is the real thing, a special kind of feeling, yeah. Give her the steel thing, a special kind of feeling, yeah. Now you go feel thing. Hear this one, yeah. Foreigner come on vacation, say she come down here with a plan. Say she want a man from the land, one who eating good provision. She don't want the soca island, cause she want the sweet soca man. Say she want a real stallion, don't want ride on the rubber man. She want a real thing, a special kind of feeling, yeah. Right. Love is the real thing, a special kind of. Give her the steel thing, a special kind of steel thing, yeah. Now you go feel thing, a feeling to reveal thing. Hey, carry on. Hey, I wanna be with you, girl. Love is all I wanna give to you, girl. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Mikey Towers. And we have Jakers here as well, who is also on the rhythm. He's going to give us a little piece of what he has to offer persons on this Jade Monkey project.
Right now, we ready for this sweetness. Sweetness is my weakness, baby. With these sweet girls on the inside, here's something. All of you sweet. All of you sweet. So this song is for all of you. Just like an earthquake, girl, the whole place does start to shake up when you're rolling that. When you're rolling that. Haters get a hate, but they know they can't take your place. So girl, don't hold it back. Just don't hold it back and give me that. That sweetness, yeah, sweetness is my weakness, baby. That sweetness, yeah, sweetness is my weakness, baby. That sweetness, sweetness is my weakness, baby. That's your way to stick. One look in your eye. What? And girl, you're just controlling me, controlling me. One taste that I want, just that sweet wine I want. I wanna take you home with me, take you home with me. Throw it back. Motion in the ocean, baby. Wine and slack. Later to be greater, baby. Oh yeah. Walk it with love, yeah. Just keep it right, yeah. People will stop. Don't feel like my shirt and tie, no. Like an earthquake, girl. The whole place does start to shake up when you're rolling that. When you're rolling that. Haters gonna hate, but they know they can't take your place. So girl, don't hold it back. Start to roll. Start to roll. Start to roll. Sweetness, sweetness is my weakness, baby. That sweetness, yeah, sweetness is my weakness, baby. That sweetness, sweetness is my weakness, baby. That sweetness. One look in your eye, and girl, you're just controlling me, just controlling me. One taste that I want. Oh, it's a wine for me. Oh gosh. Say you see it.
Yes, thank you so much, Jakers. We're going to go straight to verse, and he's going to give us his rendition on the rhythm as well.
Yeah, man. This one for the ladies. What? For the gallon, push it back and just walk it up and just twist it up. Take your time. What? Push it back and just walk it up and just. What's going on? Listen, hear me. We don't want the bad vibes on the road, it's only good vibes, our Lord. Whoa. As I reach on the robot and I pour a shot of liquor in my cup. Pull on the railing, pull on the railing. Down, whoa. Push it back and just walk it up and just twist it up. Take your time, whoa. Push it back and just walk it up and just twist it up. Take your time, whoa. One man to a girl, give me plenty girl, that's how I plenty girl, that's how I like. Whoa. When you see a come in, girl, just push it back, back. You listen, hey girl, you is the champion bubbler. I just want to get up behind you. The way you whine and turn and twist. Hey girl, you is a goat in this. We don't waste no time. Just want to be right behind. Whoa, we gonna have our time. Tell them we don't want no bad vibes on the road. It's only good vibes. Good vibes are Lord. Good vibes are. As I reach on the road, but and I pour a shot of liquor in my. All ready? Let me go. Start to whine. Whoa, push it back and just walk it up and just twist it up. Take your time. Whoa, push it back and just walk it up and just twist. Take your time. One girl to a, give me plenty girl, that's how I plenty girl, that's how I like it. Whoa, when you see I come in, girl, just push it back, 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 back. Push it back, I just.
Guys, I wish you could feel the energy in the studio right now. The energy is on 10 and the guys are supporting each other. And we have the veteran in the game, Mr. Sherwin Winchester, giving us his rendition on the Jade Monkey project.
Yeah! Jade Monkey Carnival project. I'm calling out all the girls on the road now. Make the bumper roll, 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 roll. Make the bumper bounce, 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 bounce. Make the bumper roll, 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 roll. Look back and whine, whine. No, what's this thing? Cause whine all alive. Heavy bumpers, them drop. It's drop it on the highway, drop it on the highway. When you talk about Tobago Carnival, when we hit on the highway, you know what ladies we calling? Tell them, calling on the girl, roll up on the highway, wine on the highway, walk up on the highway. Calling on the girl, roll up on the highway, wine on the highway, walk up on the highway. Pretty, pretty face, ladies. It's traffic on the highway, smash up on the highway, pretty, pretty face, and that sweet mouth. Yo, yo, on the road, on the road, on the road, calling out the girl, roll up on the highway, wine on the highway, walk up on the highway. Yo, calling out the girl, roll up on the highway. Now brace yourself in your costume. See yourself on the road right now. Make the bumper roll, roll, roll. Hold on the track. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Pull on the track. Roll, roll, roll. Make back a wine, wine. No, pass this thing cause when in your life. Yeah. It's traffic on the highway. Walk up on the highway. To all the ladies, come out in your costume. Carnival day, call them. Calling on the girl, roll up on the highway, wine on the highway, walk up on the highway. Calling on the girl, roll up on the highway, wine on the highway, walk up on the highway. You calling on the girl.
Wow, 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 wow. Give yourself a round of applause, guys. Tobago is extremely proud, guys. You are just getting a taste of what you can see for Carnival 2025 here in Tobago. This is the Jade Monkey Carnival project, and you can be a part of this by just supporting it, calling the radio station and asking them to play it, and be a supporter online wherever you are. Use the song tracks on your videos, your videos on social media, and help to push this project. We want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's conversations and all the entertainment that's happening here in studio with this Jade Monkey Carnival project. Guys, you don't want to miss the opportunity to support our local artists. So again, we want to thank you. We want to say have a great day from us here at Tobago Updates, guys. Thank you so much for all that you have been doing to make us the #1 broadcaster here on the island. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and have a great day.